Well, it's the second week in May. Manchester City have won the Premier League. Derby and Aston Villa are going to fight out for the rights to come to London and get beaten by the mighty West Ham next year. Hamilton got back to winning ways in Spain. England won a couple of one-day internationals, which is always good, isn't it? The weather outside is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's time for another one of my In Practice blogs. Well, as I say, it's the second week of May and MTD for VAT is now upon us. You have sorted out your agent services account, haven't you? If you haven't, there's the last minute or not. You know, we are in May. Why not get on it now? If you still haven't done it, get on it, get it sorted, because if there's a problem with your registration, and registration is not as easy as you may think, because if you make one silly little mistake, you can be finding it taking ages to rectify when you're going through the process. So please get on to it, get your agent services account done if you haven't yet. But anyway, MTD is upon us. One of the concerns that we've had, especially amongst small practitioners, is that when it comes to claiming input VAT, if we are dealing with, we're cash accounting, we're dealing with 5 or 6 transactions, 5 or 6 invoices covered by one payment, very simply one entry via the cash book, as it were, and job done. We've got the invoices, job done. However, under MTD for VAT, this is not permissible, and we have to have the purchase invoice lodged, and we have to have the payment pointing to the purchase invoice, which of course basically doubles up the time on any particular entry. For what benefit? None whatsoever. So of course we've been complaining, of course, and here you go, at the very, very last minute, HMRC have come up with their resolution to the problem, and of course, as usual, they haven't got it quite right. And what they've come up with is twofold. First of all, they're saying you can now use supplier statements. Now, I want to read from the HMRC VAT update, which was released, as it were. It was, let's get this right, don't want to get it wrong, do we, people? No, the HMRC VAT update is 700.22. It was updated on the 3rd of May, and we're talking about the use of supplier statements, and this is what it says about supplier statements. HMRC accept that there may be additional work in businesses in capturing individual suppliers digitally, and this in itself could lead to data errors. Therefore, they can accept the recording of totals from a supplier statement where all the supplies on the statement relate to the same VAT period, and the total VAT charged at each rate is shown. So what we're saying there straight away, first of all, you've got to look at your supplier statement. If your supplier statement is not showing the VAT, if it's a good old style statement which is just listing what you owe, it's no good for VAT MTD, so you will have to record all the individual transactions. So I don't think every supplier statement I've seen shows the VAT, so you've got to be careful on that one. Secondly, you've got to make sure that they're all relate to the same VAT period. So again, you've got to make sure. So here you go. We're now in a situation where effectively, just think about this, to cure an MTD problem, HMRC are potentially saying, well, wait for a statement, don't pay your bills on time, don't pay them as they come in, wait for a supplier statement, make sure it's the right type of supplier statement, and then pay it. I know if I was sending out an invoice, I don't expect to wait for supplier payments. I don't expect to send a statement. I'd like to get paid instantly. And of course, now with for accountants, getting paid monthly is another issue altogether. But if you're in business, I think you would rather get paid than wait to send out your statements. So there's that to consider. Secondly, of course, not everyone wants to wait for a statement. If you've got one payment or two invoices and you've got them there, why not pay them? You've now in the situation where you can't add the two together, make one entry, sort out the correct amount of VAT and claim the correct amount of VAT. You've actually got to record the invoice even as well as the payment, which is cracker. So on anything other than a supplier statement, as it were, MTD for VAT has massively increased. Our time's basically doubled it, hasn't it? They also went on about petty cash payments, and again, it's not simple. We'll look at what they say again under the VAT regs. This is what it says. When an individual uses petty cash to pay for small value items, these do not need to be individually recorded in the business can record the total value and the total input tax allowable. So far, so good. This applies to individual purchases within a VAT inclusive value below £50. So if you've got an individual payment over £50, no good, you've got to do that one. And the total value of petty cash or cash transactions recorded in this way cannot exceed a VAT inclusive value of £500 per entry. So they've got to be below £50, and a lot of them together can't be more than £500. So you've got to break them down into batches. Seriously, a compromise by HMRC that actually doesn't achieve that much, and it's a real shame that it's brought out. As I say, this was updated on the 3rd of May, which I thought might have been a bank holiday, but it was updated on the 3rd of May, and you know, MTD for VAT was in from 1st of April. Any accounting practice, we would have told them how important it was that you can save time using cash accounting by using only one entry, and you're not wrong in any which way, shape, size or form. But do they listen to us? No, they didn't. Still, they've had a go, I suppose. So if that does help, and it will help some people, there you are. You can now use that supplier statement, but please make sure it's the right type of statement. And also you can use your petty cash transactions, but please again make sure they're the right value and not too much petty cash. MTD, oh joy. Heads up to all our ICPA members. We're in the second week of May now, and in a couple of weeks' time, starting from the 1st of June, we'll be sending out emails with details how all of you who are on our fabulous ICPA group PI scheme, which is fully ICAW compliant, can renew your professional indemnity cover. Obviously, this is an important issue, not just for the ICPA, but for yourself, because you must have professional indemnity cover to be a member of the ICPA and to be in any institute, to my certain knowledge. So it's important that you get yourself covered and there's no gap in your coverage. We will be sending out email reminders, as I say, throughout the month of June. So do yourself a favour, and us, please make sure that you are receiving, just check you are receiving emails from ICPA. It will be coming into your inbox throughout the month of June. Now, let's be 100% honest. We're accountants, we shouldn't leave things to the last minute, should we? We moan at our clients when they leave everything to the last minute, send us books and records, you know, the last few days of January. Can I just say to you, let's get this resolved sooner rather than later. It would be wonderful, wouldn't it, if in the first week of June, 98% of you just went to that website, filled in that very short renewal process, downloaded your PI documents, and job done, everything finished. We wouldn't have to chase you, we wouldn't have to email you reminders and phone calls, etc., etc. So come on, ICPA accountants, let's show how it's done. Let's get on this straight away. Let's not put it off and say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it Thursday, and then something else happens and you forget, and then I phone you up and say, why haven't you done it? And you go, oh, leave me alone, Tom. No, let's get on it, let's get it resolved, and let's get it sorted, because you're gonna, you know, you must have professional indemnity cover to be an accountant, as a member of ICPA and of every single institute that I'm aware of. And please God, you never need it, but if you do need it and you haven't got it, you're going to be well upset. So let's get on it. Make sure you get those emails. They'll be coming out. Don't look now, because it's only the second week of May. They'll be coming out in the first week of June. So keep your eye on your inbox. The reminders will be coming out with all the links where to go and what to do, and it's as usual with the ICPA. It really is straightforward and it's very simple, and if you do have problems you can always get in touch, but keep your eye open. June is professional indemnity insurance renewal time, so keep your eye on those emails. At the first couple of days of this month, myself and my team from the ICPA, we was at our stand at Accountex, which apparently broke all records and had something like 9,000 people attend. There was an awful lot of people there. My feet ached unbelievably, and you know, it seemed to me that virtually all 9,000 would come to our stand. I just want to say a great big thank you to every single ICPA member who took the time to come to our stand, and to thank myself and the staff for all the work that we've done to help them out in the intervening in the last year and since they've joined membership. It's really important to me and to the team to know that the membership value what we do and recognise that we do understand their concerns and their worries, and that we are working as hard as we possibly can to make their voices heard. No, we can't wave a magic wand and get things sorted out. You know, we do our best to try and publicise the problems to the right people, to try and get solutions to accountants' problems. You know, we're not always successful, nobody is, but we do try, and it really matters when, you know, members come up at a time, a place like Accountants, when they come up and say thank you very much and I appreciate what you do. It means so much to myself and to all the team here, because you know, sometimes you work away and you never, you've got over 1,000 members and you hope everybody's happy, but you're never certain, and so it really does matter. And as I say, personally, it was great to meet so many of you and to have so many people come up, want to have a picture taken with me. Lord knows why they want a picture taken with me, but want to have a picture taken with me and to say thank you and to say hello to all the team that was on the stand. And you know, don't forget there were plenty of other staff who weren't on the stand, who were beavering away in the background, still at the office, still taking calls, still dealing with emails whilst we was at Accountex. Thanks to every one of you who came to my presentations. We did have a good laugh, didn't we? We did get some serious messages across. You all seem to enjoy my little musical segue that we threw out there. Lots of people were stopping and looking. Again, thanks for coming to that. And as I say, it really does matter to the team here at the ICPA when people say thank you and come along and support us. So let's hope we go on and keep getting bigger and keep getting better and doing what we're doing and getting more members and having more members happy to be part of the ICPA family. Thank you again from my personally and on behalf of every single one of the staff.